gotta wake up at showtime. Set it up, Daddy.
Yo, what's good, everybody? This is Sid for CeditUp Production, and I got my man Marcus Anderson in the building. This is Project 133 because we from the All Girl Garden Project. So we're gonna set this up as Project 133. People that know us know where we from. Let's kick it off we're gonna kick it off like this. It's been like what, a week and a half with this Cat William thing that's
No,
going
not
on.
that long ago. Maybe
A
4 days
week?
ago. Wait, but what was 133? That's like 133rd?
Yeah.
Bro, I'm from 130th, man. I gotta represent my block, bro.
I'm block six. I'm block six.
I
I
was
probably
born, I was born in block 6. Did you know that? I was born in block 6?
no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was born in block 6. Like, we moved when I was 6 months because my mother had 11 kids. We needed a bigger place, bro. Actually, we stayed right across the street, if I'm not mistaken, from Carver Middle on the sixth door. Yeah, man.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Dude, you've been on me all this time, and I never told you that, man.
They never know that. They never know that. Because
We
we
both in
stay.
block 6, bro. But hey, I rep 11 because I lived in block 11 all my life after 6 months up until we moved out. Yeah,
Because y'all all had to go to Carver High sooner or later.
exactly.
So now this Cat William thing it's a big deal going on with this Cat William thing. As I posted in my personal page in the group, was Cat Williams wrong for doing what he did? As far as like airing out comedians, as far as stealing jokes and all the other stuff, the Illuminati, the whole shebang. What's your thoughts on that?
I'm gonna say Cat Williams had a right to defend themselves towards any like charges or allegations that was made to him. I shouldn't say allegations. I say accusations. It's a better word. It's not a legal matter. Any accusations, or in other words, he was accused of stealing a part from somebody or undercutting a part from somebody. So if things were said about Cat Williams, then in short, no, he's not wrong for defending himself. Now, I argued with a few people in a couple of groups that it's these are matters between prominent. First of all, these guys are black famous. Cat Williams, Ricky Smiley, they're black famous. They're not Denzel Washington famous.
Yeah.
Where people know them from other cultures. They're black famous. They may be identified by a few people that's not black, but they're black famous. And I said
Urban.
that, yeah, I said that it is that. I mean, within our own community, before we get to Kevin Hart status or Eddie Murphy status, guys who are not black famous, we can't carry animosity towards each other. I mean, I thought Ricky Smiley or Cat Williams should have picked up a phone and said, "Hey, man, there's no beef, there's no whatever it is." But again, if Cat Williams felt that things were said about him in a public platform, then he should address it. Well, maybe his thoughts were to address it in a public platform. So,
Which I think they did. I think Ricky Smiley, and it wasn't really attacking Cat Williams as far as I know Ricky Smiley. I think his whole thing was the Friday After Next movie that he claimed that he was supposed to play the role of Money Mike, and he said that Cat Williams was supposed to play the Santa Claus or whatever. So that was the thing right there. I don't think it was like bad. for
Right.
it to escalate to what it did, but it happened, and I think maybe Cat Williams maybe thought that Ricky tried to play him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he took it there. I don't think that Ricky Smiley mean to take it the way Cat Williams took it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's just because both of them was like small parts. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like they was like but Cat Williams actually made that Money Mike character be what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let me say this. I mean, I'm gonna keep it a buck for me. People like Cat Williams because he subscribes more to the culture. He's more urban with it. It's almost what he says is a little bit more profound. Like, oh, if Cat said it, then it's real. That's what we're gonna roll with. He's a real dude.
Yeah.
But let's keep it real, man. Nobody, when Friday After Next came out, nobody said that Money Mike stole the show, right? It was a funny part. It wasn't any more funny than Santa Claus was. Like, Cat Williams said that he wrote something. Ice Cube kind of cleared it up. He said he let them add to it. The lines were written already, but Cat Williams didn't write his lines any more than Ricky Smiley wrote his lines. Like, remember when Ricky Smiley, Santa Claus character, held them up in the alley, and DC Curry, who was Uncle Elroy, he said, "Now that's a Rolly," and Ricky Smiley was like, "Nah, it's a Stoli." I still didn't write that. That was all Ricky Smiley because that probably came off the dome. So
Yeah.
that did when Cat Williams said that he wrote his own lines, that did not prove that the role was not offered to Ricky Smiley. As a matter of fact, I thought if you look chronologically at what Cat Williams was saying, he said that Ricky Smiley really wanted the role. He was going to do the role because of the rape scene. And to me,
Wait, who said that?
Cat Williams.
Okay, go ahead. Say it again.
What Cat Williams was saying, what Cat Williams was trying to throw off that black men shouldn't be wanting to aggressively do those roles. That's kind of like demeaning the black men. Rape is never funny, which he's right. But to me, if you read between the lines, it's actually saying that the role was offered to Ricky Smiley. In order for Ricky Smiley to want to do the rape scene means it had to be offered to him or as such. But I'm like, it doesn't matter, man. Like, all these things you aired out with people because they're the gatekeepers of white Hollywood. I mean, I get it because Corey Holcomb does it, and I love Corey Holcomb. But the only thing I'm saying is, man, when you are prominent in the black community, like, give them a call. You know what I'm saying? And let's air it out. Hey, man, I don't like the way you said this about, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's always our community, man. Like, Jewish people, they don't. And by the way, Jewish is a religion. But Jewish is not an ethnicity. We get that mixed up a lot. It's a faith. It's a religion. But Jewish people, they don't do that in their community. Hispanics, they don't do that in their community. We don't see. We're the only ones. We'll go to a national platform and drag each other through the mud. And that was my call for them to just cut that out. They don't have to do that.
Well, I think Cat Williams did say that. Only thing Cat Williams dispute what Ricky said was that he was supposed to play Santa Claus. I don't think he said the part wasn't given to Ricky Smiley. He just said he came in and auditioned for the part, and he stole. He kind of blew everybody away, so they had to change some things up.
They go ahead and dispute the claims, but he went all into he's a liar and what Ricky Smiley can't. He ain't funny. He don't sell out. That's defaming now. You could dispute the accusations, but now it's getting into personal territory where y'all both are funny. Both of them guys are hilarious to me, man. They're funny. Both of them,
Ricky Smiley and Cat
Ricky Smiley and Cat Williams. They're both funny to me. Ricky Smiley is funny, man. Ricky Smiley hasn't. He's been more glued to national radio now. That's his thing now. He said he doesn't work in the summer. So Cat Williams work more. Cat Williams is more of a boss. He employs people. So Cat Williams has the heart of the people. So he has a bigger army behind him. That doesn't necessarily mean that he's right. The only thing I'm saying is, if there are claims levied against you, then dispute that. For some reason, now if you notice, now Ricky Smiley took the high road on his rebuttal when he responded. He was like, "Cat Williams is a great actor, this and that," and that's the road I would have took, man. Because there's no reason to go back and forth, because the people that are cheated, me, you, everybody's watching this podcast, everybody. Now I want to see them dudes on screen again, together in something, whatever. I want to see Corey Holcomb on screen with all the people that he talked about. Like, you know how much that minimizes ideas from producers and writers. Like, man, I can't get them together. Right. Or me and you. I can't get them on the show together. They don't like. How many times have we talked about that, bro? When we talked about getting ready to throw a comedy show, we said, man, we can get yeah, no, they don't. No, he ain't gonna work with just what's her name? Just Hilarious. They don't, because it's not just one or two anymore. It's everybody got beef with everybody. Like, because he stole my joke this year. Cat Williams stole a joke too. Remember that? Everybody still jokes. And I said that. Jokes, man. But we coming out with this. Well, Cat Williams, he went off on everybody. Cat Williams laid it down. Cat Williams was a bit contradictory and hypocritical, because everything he said about the guys that he named, he's been a party to as well. Again, I like Cat Williams, but let's keep it fair. Let's keep it a buck. You know, you're not without reproach. Yeah, and like I said, that kind of makes promoters' job hard, because not only comedians does that. Rappers does that as well, you know what I'm saying? And then you got to figure out who's the headliner, then that's where the money comes into play or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So I think, from my understanding, what the thing is, he had with Steve Harvey, that beef goes back before he even made it. It was more like his kids saw Steve Harvey somewhere, and they told Cat Williams, that's Steve Harvey, so they went to go get his autograph. And Steve Harvey pretty much like didn't sign the autograph. So from that point on, it escalated to I don't like that guy. All right. So then don't like that guy. So here's the thing. Now I'll say this. Now me and you talking about it, ironically, on social media, but we're not them. Yeah. Right. So I'm gonna say this about Steve Harvey, in my opinion, in what I know. Steve Harvey is a liar. He's a liar. And I'm gonna tell you how I personally know that. Steve Harvey was on Club Shay Shay, and he talked about how they sold out tours, the Kings of Comedy. He was the host. He also said that sometimes he would let Guy Torry host. Flat out lie. I personally, this is why I'm saying he's a liar, and I'm not guessing that he's a liar. I personally went to the show, the original Kings of Comedy show in 1998, and then again in 1999. Steve Harvey wasn't even on the ticket. He was not a part of it. The original host was Guy Torry. Now, he got that right. He did say that, but he tried to make it seem like he let Guy Torry host sometimes. Guy Torry was the original host. D.L. Hughley was nowhere on the show. The original opening guy was Tommy Davidson. The second guy was Cedric the Entertainer, closed and followed by Bernie Mac. That was the show. And for 2 years, they sold out stadiums around the country before Steve Harvey and D.L. Hughley. And I like D.L. Hughley, but I'm just saying, it's a fact, D.L. Hughley was not on the show the first 2 years. I went in 98 and 99, and I saw jam-packed United Center with Lil old Guy Torry and Tommy Davidson. And Steve Harvey, he said that he talked to Stan Lathan. And Stan Lathan was like, man, we're gonna blow it up. We're gonna sell out arenas. They was already doing that. He tried to make it seem like he was one of the reasons why he blew it up. But what he omitted was Guy Torry and Tommy Davidson Jr. Now, when Stan Lathan came on, that's when it became a rock star status there. So they're gonna film a movie. Spike Lee jumped in on it. They're gonna film a movie, but it was already rolling. So I don't trust Steve Harvey no further than I can throw him. I don't believe anything he got to say, because I personally was what he's banking on was nobody knew or remembering Guy Torry and Tommy Davidson. They were the original Kings of Comedy, bro. And the show was named the Kings of Comedy. If somebody, I want to know what comedian this was. It said, I'm a hood comedian.
I never stole anyone's jokes. So yeah, I love my two brothers, but not everyone steals jokes. I'd like to know who that was.
Well, first of all, let me say this, man. I get that plagiarizing and stealing jokes ethically is not good, but it's not any more worse than a top-notch comedian having somebody write for them. It ain't their original brainchild. You know what I'm saying? In the black community, we regard Richard Pryor as the greatest of all time. A lot of old heads do. And I get it because he's a pioneer. He did that, and he's very funny. I don't have Richard Pryor as my number one. I digress. But we regard Pryor as number one. But the guy who wrote most of his material, the late, great Paul Mooney.
Yeah.
Whenever you see in a Red Fox episode when they use the N-word, Paul Mooney wrote that episode. You know what I mean? So the greatest comedians have writers. So it's not, they didn't steal the material, it was given to them, but it ain't their brainchild. So, I mean, we're like demonizing this, stealing jokes this, stealing jokes that. Bernie Mac did a joke that the kid from Apollo did back 1991. Some people are trying to say that Bernie Mac wrote the joke for the kid. I don't know how true that is. But Bernie Mac probably took the joke and said, I'm going to make it funny because I am Bernie Mac.
Yeah.
You know, so, I mean, it's crazy to me, bro.
It's done all the time. Like I said, it's not only in comedy, it's in hip hop as well. So, I mean, you take a line and like everybody love what Snoop Doggy Dogg did Lottie Dottie over again. Did nobody accuse him of stealing? You know what I'm saying? So it happens. Even though he started off,
he refreshed it.
Yeah. So and that's what even with Cat Williams, where he did the whole driving the car type of thing, and Cedric Entertainer had used a spaceship.
Right.
I actually like Cedric Entertainer better.
Oh, you better not say that. Oh man, you're a gatekeeper. Just like, and this is gonna sound like I'm piling on. When Cat Williams did his thing coming out to the music that he took from JB Smooth, I like JB Smooth's better because he did the Superman. JB Smooth, he laid on the stool and did like, you got to see the bit to know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I
but
saw it.
Comedians grab from each other, man, and you know.
It's each his own. I mean, because you like that one, but I like the Cat Williams better. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So each his own. It's all about what you like or whatever. If you take it, because I'm gonna tell you, Michael Caillou is one. He's funny. I saw his stand up. He said it. He did a joke. He did a Red Fox joke. He said the comedian's no longer here, but and he used to let this good comedy go to waste. And he has said it.
Exactly.
The way he did it and he delivered it. You know what I'm saying? And people and the thing is, if you ain't never heard it, why not bring it back? Because I never heard it. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't stealing. It's to me, sometimes it could be homage. You know what I'm saying, to that comedian that's
the key, paying homage to it. Yeah, I get that too. I mean, they're just demonizing it to the point where, okay, you steal my joke, I'm gonna blast you on Club Shay Shay. That's weak to me.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Call them, say, man, you stole my joke, dude. What's up? And hash it out that way, because in my opinion, you make us sing. And when I say us, I'm talking about the black community. I don't dumb that down for anybody. You make us sing petty. Like we're the Golden Gloves and they're the Oscars. You know, we're not as big as we're petty culture when it comes to that. We'll step on. Now, ain't nobody talking about living single being stolen by friends, because we'll get shut down if we put our mouths against Hollywood like that. Yeah. We don't campaign that. We don't go on these shows or these podcasts and say what these white publications stole from us, you know, but we'll sit down for 2 hours and almost 3 hours and talk about all the black people in the community. Maybe it's just marketing. Maybe it's just because he's getting ready to drop something. I don't know, but that's whack to me.
I mean, could it also be because I don't even want to say stealing. When it's still stealing. Take an idea. Okay, say for instance, idea. Some people get credit for writing, you know what I'm saying? So, like one of the I just posted up there. It said like Robert Townsend and Keenan Ivory wrote Raw for Eddie Murphy. They have, and I had mentioned that too. I don't know who I was talking to today. It happens.
One directed, the other wrote. and I'm not name dropping. It's just the way I work. Robert Townsend said that he directed and Kenan wrote.
Okay, I can believe that.
They didn't both write it. They didn't
Right.
both write it. One directed and one wrote.
And I think when it comes down to that, I think it's more like collab. I think it's collaboration. You know what I'm saying? Like executive producer type of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Just somebody, just like Nisi just said, and that's. But regardless of what it is, whether you credit the person, whether you steal it, Cat Williams has some explaining to. He's like I said, he's not without reproach. He stole a joke from JB Smooth.
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna talk about stealing jokes, say they stole my joke and that, but I took JB Smooth's joke too. I mean, say what you did. That's all I'm saying.
But I don't think he took JB Smooth
that joke was more identical than the joke he sent Ricky Smiley or somebody stole from him. That was the same joke, bro.
No,
it was the same joke, bro. Same joke.
Wait, Marcus.
Let me just break it down. I know I know where you're going. You said Cedric Entertainer changed it up and used the spaceship. He changed the vehicle. He changed the setting, put it in space. The only thing Cat changed was the song. He came out and did the same thing. Every day I'm hustling. Man, hit that again. And then you do a different dance. Every day I'm hustling. JB Smooth did the same thing and put us up in a grocery store, put us up in church or whatever, and then he made us up Superman. It was the same joke, said.
No. What I'm saying is, I've seen a lot of comedians do that. That because I go say JB Smooth was the first one to do it, and I'm pretty sure he's not. But I seen a lot of comedians do that. They come out with a song, even with Def Comedy Jam, they do that. You know what I'm saying? Run that. Play that, you know what I'm saying? They do that, you know what I'm saying? So I don't think JB Smooth was the first one to do it, but that's the one that they pick, you know, and that came from Corey Holcomb, and he the biggest hater.
but Corey, that's actually Corey Holcomb's platform, and I'm not even justifying him because he does tear down the black community and women mainly, but that's his platform. That's a podcast. Well, they did that on Shannon's podcast too, but that's just, you know, but I mean, yeah, they all borrow from each other, take from each other, steal from each other. I'm just saying, just say what you did too. I mean, I totally believe that Cat Williams got that from JB. It's the same joke, bro. It's the same joke, man.
Like I said, I see a lot of comedians do that. That they come up with a song and they're like,
you got to revisit the joke, bro. They come out and they dance, but the joke, the setting, everything, the punchline was all the same, bro. It was all the same, man.
I mean, here's the thing.
It's a joke where Cat Williams come out with every day I'm hustling. But there's one comment I want to read because I'm a little disappointed at this guy. That's my brother, man. But I solicited an invite. So why's the petty ribbon dozens back and forth to focus? The coming naggers do that. What about the underlying message of sacrifice is necessary to be a superstar? Okay, let me process that last part. What about the underlying message of the sacrifices necessary to be a superstar? If you can expound on that, I'd appreciate it. But when we opened up the show, I do believe I said that. Well, first off, Cat does put in a lot of hard work. I said he employs people, and ultimately I said he has a right to defend any accusations levied toward him. I prefaced all of that. So Cat Williams is not wrong in that. The only thing that I'm saying was the fact that give him the first thing I said when this subject call came out, I said, man, y'all need to start giving each other calls. Stop airing this stuff out on Oprah, Club Shay Shay, on all these social media platforms because other cultures and communities, they don't do that. That's where I stand. But as far as the joke stealing and all that kind of stuff, a lot of comedians borrow from each other. And Cat is not without doing that. Yeah. So it's like, who are you to say? But because Cat has street cred, he looks like us, he sounds like us, where Said may have appropriated other cultures by now. So he doesn't feel, man, he ain't black like us. He on CBS. So Cat is going to get that community backing. Yeah. That doesn't translate or make him automatically right. Cat Williams said he there's some things he did that everybody just believed. And come on, we got to think for ourselves sometimes. That's all I'm saying.
Well, at the end of the day, all these are comedians, so they're gonna say some stuff that's gonna get you a little chuckle and give you the oohs and ahs or whatever. So actually, what we don't know what is true and what is not because we're not there. We don't know what such heard or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I think what Cat Williams did, he gave people, some of these comedians, life, like Michael Blackston. He gave some of these people life because ain't nobody talking about Michael Blackston.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody talking about Faison Love. Ain't nobody talking about a lot of these comedians that he had mentioned, but they have.
We didn't mention him. He said, "Man, you could have mentioned me. You could have dissed me, man. I need the publicity too." I was like,
he do, because to me, I mean, I know the social media, but I on my platform, I want to at least say what I want to say. I don't. It's a lot of comedians that's not funny to me, and I think I'm not gonna air it out like Cat Williams did, but it's a lot of people, you know, that actually needed that. You know what I'm saying? Because what Michael Blackson replied, it was weak. What he said, it was weak. What Kevin Hart did with his Red Cup boys or whatever was weak. So if you come back weak, it's gonna seem like that Cat Williams was telling the truth. So either you don't say anything, or just don't say anything. Just don't say anything, or you better come hard with it. Because, like I said, what Kevin Hart did, his reply was, nobody said he was lying. I don't think not one person said that Cat Williams was lying.
Well, to me, it wasn't about. I said from the beginning, I agree with a lot of what Cat Williams is saying. He has a right to defend himself if charges or accusations are made towards him. So cool, go ahead and do it. You know, but he started. I mean, he just went down. Like, I don't believe that Martin Lawrence said something about Cat Williams. No. Martin Lawrence, nobody employed more people than Martin Lawrence. And I'm not even talking about people coming on Def Comedy Jam. Name one sitcom in the history of television that had more people as guest stars on it that we know now today. I'm talking about in the 90s, everybody was on Martin's show as a special guest. So Martin put people on. Put Dave Chappelle would tell you Martin put him on. He put him in movies. What Martin do to Cat Williams except ask him to be in Big Mama's house and wear the dress? And I'm not with that either, wearing dresses. I think that's stupid. That's demeaning towards black men. Yeah. But why would you throw Martin on the bus for that?
Well, I think he talked about everybody that actually did it. I mean, and I always said this, and I even told my wife this, like, if you need a ugly chick or whatever, it's people you can hire for that. What makes what
I'm sorry, but he just thinks she's above the black community. And I mean, should I keep my name out y'all mouth? No, you because she said that because I don't do comedy for y'all anyway. But yeah.
Well, my thing is, I mean, why not get somebody else to, because you had to see somebody. Martin had to see, or Jamie Foxx or Tyler Perry had to see somebody play this character for you to and put it in your skits or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So why not get that person? Maybe they can't act. Maybe that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? But who are you to play that part? You know what I'm saying? Does it make it more funny because a man is doing it? You know what I'm saying?
You know, I could be a hypocrite with this topic because I love Shanae and when Martin played his mother. And that's where, and when Eddie Murphy, the Clumps.
But why? But why?
And that's where it stopped. But I actually despise Tyler Perry for doing that. That's why I say I'm a hypocrite within my own. But the reason why I despise Tyler Perry for doing it, because it goes hand in hand with his tropes of black people anyway, which stay negative. There's always the same cast of characters: the drug addict daughter, the guy that can't get a job, the woman that was battered and abused. It's like this is all we are in all your movies. And throw in the woman with the dress. So, but Martin, and again, if you ever asked me to be in a movie or something with wearing a dress, I would detest it and I would not do it. But I maybe it was because I was 20 years old watching Martin Lawrence, and I wasn't aware. My awareness hadn't kicked in, so it became more sentiment to me, and it was beloved to me. Just like I might have grew up being a fan of a team now, but now that I'm older, I know better. Like I'm not. That's ridiculous now. You know what I mean? But some things you grow out of. You know, I don't know.
Well, I mean, because I said it about people that guys that wear dresses on Halloween. Why do that? Why are you doing that? You know what I'm saying? That's something you want to do. I think that's something you want to do anyway. You know what I'm saying? You just doing it as a let me see how I look. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I would never do that. And that's why I said how. And I was on another show and I was asking how far would you go? Because Hollywood is Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? And they actually have a lot of our male actors do that. I never seen Denzel cross that line or whatever. I never seen Samuel cross that line. So
they never will. They never. They never will, man. I mean, some people do it so they can get in the door, which we call that selling their soul or selling out. Some people would do a rape scene, or some people would do whatever it is, just to get in the door. Other people like I'll never do that. So some people have integrity. So
right. Because I try to think what comedian is actually that haven't tried that's yeah. Well, I know Red Fox saying I ain't never seen him do that.
Dave Chappelle said he'll never do it.
Well, I saw they pulled up something that he did.
He was in this trailer. Yeah, and they said that he came in the trailer. He said, I thought I was in the wrong trailer. What does it dress for? He's like, we got this funny scene, right? You got to wear a dress, right?
Blue strip.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And then the director left out, and then he came back with the producer. Come on, Dave, we got it. This whole scene is funny. And then he left out, but Dave Chappelle said he could hear him saying, it's difficult.
Yeah.
But they came back in and said, okay, we're going to change the scene. He said, well, dang, how did y'all rewrite the scene that fast? You know what I'm saying? If y'all knew that y'all could rewrite the scene or had an alternate funny part, why would y'all want to put me in a dress? In other words, they're doing that unnecessarily.
Right.
You don't have to wear a dress to be, and that was Cat Williams' stance. You don't have to wear a dress to be funny. Those are the things I'm talking about. I agree with Cat Williams on. Like when you're making a stand for your community. But to me, it was negated by tearing down a lot of the cats in your community.
Yeah.
And that's all I was saying. Like, you could just make the phone call to these cats. You know what I'm saying? And you can resolve it that way. But now, and then he said he put in his contract that if he ever going to do a movie with Ricky Smiley has to wear a dress. Shannon Sharp said, well, why you do that? He said, because I believe you should be good at the role you in or whatever. So in other words, he's saying that this dude is either gay or bisexual or just want to wear dresses. Like,
well, that part, I think it was more like just being funny. I don't think anybody take that to like, I know I didn't believe that. You know what I'm saying? It lines up. It lines up for what he said because that movie, was that Sunday, what Ice Cube did? Yeah, I mean, it lines up, so it makes it look like he's telling the truth. But I didn't buy that. You know what I'm saying? So, but what was that? Somebody posted something in there. The big difference in wearing a dress and being funny to be funny, and wearing a dress for the agenda, propaganda is symbolized.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, and we got to run through that top 10 comedians all the time. And you didn't post yours. I told you earlier today that I would. No,
I didn't see it. I
did it at everyone.
I didn't see it.
Again, with your top 10. Well, now you can do it. And you guys that are watching, drop your top 10 comedians, your top 10 of all time. And this is in lieu of Cat Williams. And I think I got to put somebody else in my top 10. But while we're talking, drop your top 10 all time comedians in there. And let me see who you got. You go. Can you do yours off the dome right now or no?
It won't take. We're gonna start 10 and go up, or
10, 9.
We just not going in no order, no particular order.
I would prefer to be in order because I got mine in order right now. While you try to come up with something, I'll go with top 10. This is top 10 greatest comedians of all time, guys. This is in lieu of Cat Williams.
For him.
Everybody, huh?
His top 10, not
my, yeah, of course. No, this is actually the top 10. What I say is the law. No, I'm joking. So yeah, I mean, I already know who you got as your 1 and 2. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said that. But I'm gonna give you my top 10. I'm gonna start from 10 on down to who my GOAT is. Okay, so
Okay.
I'm going to start with again. This is in lieu of Cat Williams, comedians, and who everybody think is funny or not. My 10th greatest comedian of all time. Yes, I got this guy in here. I'm going to go with Jerry Seinfeld at number 10. And I know he's not black. I get it. But I love observation comedy.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
When you just, because it's stuff that we do, we're like, man, I do be doing that.
Yeah.
I love it. And he puts a spin to it. He puts humor to it. And it's very makes sense. It's a very makes sense type of comedy. It's heady. So I got Seinfeld at 10. Do you want to go with your 10 or you don't have them yet? Or you just want me to go through mine?
Just go through yours, right? I mean, if I do it, I can't go in order. You know what I'm saying? Because right now I got 4.
I got you. Okay, number 9. You guys need to reach back in time, go on YouTube, and listen to this guy. I'm talking, and he probably should be higher. But I'm talking about George Carlin. Funny. It's not. I don't even need to tell you why he's funny, but that is the dude. You only two dudes. The only guy I know that can do an actual children's show and do the stand-up comedy that he did at the same time. Okay, number 8, Bill Burr.
Yeah,
Bill Burr. People are like, man, you got 3 white comedians.
You gotta be versatile sometimes. You gotta get
to it. Man, I wish more people understood or was up on Bill Burr. Bill Burr is my 8th funniest comedian of all time. He is hilarious. Yeah. Shout out to Patrice O'Neal. I got him as my honorable mention. The late Patrice O'Neal. He's a guy. He's not a woman. Patrice O'Neal is his name Patrice. I think that's an African tribal name. Number 7, greatest comedian of all time. I'm gonna go with Earthquake. Earthquake is rapid fire. Like, he doesn't stop. He's not a storyteller. He's just a punchline guy. He just hits you with it. So I got Earthquake at number 7. At number 6, a lot of people don't agree with this guy because they think he's too much of a crossover, so they don't really get him. At number 6, I'm gonna go with Chris Rock. It's undeniably the dude hits with his stand-ups, his specials. He is that dude. He hasn't failed yet on one. He can sell out arenas on his own. You know, he's that guy. Number 5, going to shock a lot of people simply because of where I have him at. And that is the great Richard Pryor. And I know I'm going to get a lot of flack with that because a lot of old heads say it's number 1, there's nobody else. But I think y'all just do that because of the culture. You're a pariah if we go against Richard Pryor not being number 1. Oh, no, he's the great man. He pioneered it. Yeah, he pioneered it. But if you telling me comedy hasn't evolved since the early 80s, I got a problem with that. But I got him number 5. And it's just like Stephen A. Smith said, it's not a bad thing to have LeBron at number 2. There's been thousands of basketball players. There's been many comedians. It's not a bad thing to have Richard Pryor at number 5. I just think that there are some guys that just, I go back and look at some Richard Pryor stuff now and be like, it's not gut busting laughing to me. Number 4, again, a guy that should be higher. Before it's all over with, probably will be the greatest comedian of all time, and that's Dave Chappelle. Dude is just hilarious, man. Dave Chappelle, from a stand-up, from skits, how he just evolved himself. He took like 10 years off and came back, and like he's always been in the lab, like he never left. I gotta go, man. Dude is hilarious. Probably be the GOAT before it's over with.
You got him at what?
I got Dave Chappelle at number 4.
Okay.
And number 3, don't worry, people. I didn't leave him out. The one and only Bernard McCullough. You know him as Bernie Mac. Bernie Mac was one of those guys where before he utters one word, you start laughing already. He's just that funny.
Right.
You don't have to say much. It's just if you're in a room with him or just looking at him on TV, it's already funny. That's what Bernie Mac was to comedy. And then when he told a joke or whatever he did, just the way he cursed, it's just
his look.
Crazy. Right. I ain't scared of you. Who you with? The slogans. He was like, he's just hilarious, man. My number 2 and my number 1, I've argued that you ask me today, I might have this guy number 2. You actually tomorrow he'll be number 1.
Depends what's playing.
Depends on what's playing. You know it.
Yeah.
You've known this since 7th grade.
Yeah.
I've known yours since 7th grade. Number 2 is the great Red Fox.
Hands down.
I know people saying, well, you don't have Robin Harris and all these guys. Robin Harris and those guys were disciples of Red Fox. So shout out to Robin Harris and them in that tribe of Red Fox. So it's like when Jordan said, whenever they speak Jordan, they should speak Pippen. Whenever they speak Red Fox, they should speak guys like Robin Harris. So I'm giving tribute to those guys. But Red Fox.
With the Robin Harris thing, I put Robin Harris like the biggie. Not enough material because they wasn't here. And me personally, that's why I'm put Biggie in my top 10 because not enough material. You know what I'm saying? You saw the quality of work. You saw what he's about to do.
Yeah. Right.
But not enough material. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's a good. Well, number 1 is if I went through 9 comedians and didn't say this guy, you already know who this is.
Yeah.
Ari Spears. I'm joking. You know I'm joking, dude. I'm not even tell that story. But my number one greatest comedian of all time is the one and only Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
Like Bernie Mac, he's another one of those guys. Before he even opens his mouth, you're already laughing. And he proved to me, now you can argue that he didn't have enough specials, just like you said, used with the Biggie thing. But the fact of the matter is, Eddie Murphy got a lot of hole in the wall stuff out there, like the one with Dead Bird, Going to Put It On You. He got a lot of those.
Those records,
on you.
Yeah.
But man, you could say so much about Eddie Murphy. Stand-up, movies. I don't think one black comedian had a run like Eddie Murphy had in the 80s and 90s. And I think if he got back to that, he gets right back on top.
Yeah.
There's Dave Chappelle, great, and maybe the greatest before it's all over with. But if Eddie Murphy decided to say, I'm going to spend 10 more years doing stand-up, it's over. It's over. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Eddie Murphy as my number 1 greatest comedian of all time. I don't have Cat in my top 10. That is not a diss. That's not an insult. Cat is funny, guys. He's funny. I just don't have him in my top 10. That's why I asked y'all to drop y'all top 10 on there.
When y'all put y'all top 10 in there, drop your name in there because I want to acknowledge your top 10. This person almost on the same boat as me. I don't know who this is, but they got Eddie Murphy's 1, Red Fox 2.
That might be in the group because I don't see that comment on my page.
Okay, Bernie Mac 3, Dave Chappelle 4, Carlin is 5, Pryor is 6.
That's dope.
Martin is 7, Cat Williams 8, Holcomb is 9, Damon Wayans is 10.
That's a good list.
That's Boo. That's James. That's James.
That's a heck of a list. Corey Holcomb and Damon Wayans. That's a heck of a list, man. I mean, it's all subjective. I can't diss that. Diss that, man. Corey Holcomb is so underrated, man. Oh my god. I
will get over you in a minute, but
yeah, I know you're not a Corey Holcomb guy, but he's so
and I'm gonna explain why too. When I finish mine or whatever. Now, my number 10, I was split between Jamie Foxx and Kevin Hart. I was in between those two, but if I had to pick one of the two, I think I'm gonna go with Jamie Foxx because I like his show and the stuff that he's done. You know what I'm saying? He's pretty funny to me. I put Chris Tucker at number 9 because Money Talk alone, I'm good.
So you're just going with comedian and not just stand up. You're just going with comedic actor.
Oh, no, his.
Because you mentioned Money Talk. That's all. I'm not knocking your selection. I'm asking you why you got him there.
I like Chris Tucker. I like the roles he played and his stand up. Because when we first saw him, it was some stand up. It wasn't Friday. It was a stand up. You know what I'm saying? So his delivery, his
all went together.
voice,
remember?
Right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I put him at number 9. I got Chris Rock at number 8. Like you said, his movie's not good, but his stand up
Right.
is off the chart. You know what I'm saying? Because he's gonna tell it all. You know what I'm saying? I got him at number 8. I got David Chappelle at number 7. And only reason I brought him down to number 7 because his last couple of stand-ups, I wasn't really feeling. The last one he did, I really wasn't feeling it like that. You know what I'm saying? And he haven't did any movies that I need to see that again. So it goes down a notch. Damon Wayans and James put that on there. He's at my top. He's 6. Damon Wayans is funny.
Well, you always love Damon Wayans.
Man. Well, he was with when he did the what was that with Robin Townsend? What the Partners in Crime? His stand up crazy. You know what I'm saying? And every time I see him doing stand up, it's off the chart. I got Richard Pryor at number 5. And
so we got probably down. So our top 5 is probably the same.
Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. I got number 4. I had Martin Lawrence.
Okay. I didn't put Martin in my top 10.
What?
Not stand up. I love Marty Martin.
But Martin, he his stand up to me, he's a good host of a comedy.
I try to keep it stand up. But conversely, I actually like Martin's movies better than stand up. Like Thin Line, I like his movies better than the stand up.
I like them on Def
Comedy Jam.
Yeah, no, I like them on Def Comedy Jam because I mean he sets it up. He sets it up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm a huge fan of the sitcom and a couple of his movies. Life, Thin Line, those were funny than You So Crazy and Run Tell That to me.
I like.
And he only got those 2 stand-ups. He got those 2 stand-ups, and he got Def Comedy Jam hosting.
You So Crazy, I liked that, but Run Tell That was all right, but it's something. And I actually saw them live. We saw them live too. So
yeah.
And my last 3, and it goes in the same order: use Bernie Mac, Red Fox, and Eddie Murphy. He said you know more about them.
So is Eddie Murphy your number 1, and then Red Fox might be your number 1 the next day? Is Eddie Murphy your guy?
If I go ahead and watch Sanford Son right now, he's number 1.
You're one the same, bro.
Yeah.
Actually, tomorrow it's gonna be Red Fox and then Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
The next day it's gonna be Eddie Murphy, Red Fox, man.
I think honestly, if Bernie Mac would have stayed alive longer, I think he'd have been a tough 2.
Can you imagine Bernie Mac being alive today with all these guys with Netflix specials? He would have at least 7 or 8 of them up there already, man. He would be probably
the first. He would have been the first. Got that 50
and already got him at number 3. But how can you not put him at number 1 if he were alive today with everybody? He would no doubt have several specials already on streaming networks. Like, because he crazy.
He had the TV shows. He started getting into movies, and he's a good right, and he's a good stand-up. So he hit all levels. You know what I'm saying? So he would have been a tough 2, close to a 1. You know what I'm saying? But I think Eddie Murphy's longevity has him at number 1, and he's been consistent. He had a couple of fall-offs, whatever, but he's still been consistent. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, the Corey Holcomb thing. All the reason, and some of these comedians that I got is the reason I use some of these is some of these guys is because I could watch it with my lady. You know what I'm saying? Corey Holcomb, I cannot watch it with her. I actually went to his show live. I just can't. I can't. You know what I'm saying? Even though she didn't fit in the category that he speak of, it just makes me like it made me uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? And I just didn't feel right. Like, damn, man.
Nigga had that same problem with him. But that didn't stop him from going to the improv every time. He was
it's just uncomfortable. All these other comedians make me feel comfortable. We could watch it and whatever, you know what I'm saying? But Corey Holcomb is one of those comedians that he about to bring it and he about to embarrass somebody. You know what I'm saying?
This is how I'm gonna say this. This is how dirty, this is how dogmatic Corey Holcomb is, man. And one of his specials, I shouldn't even repeat this, dude. When women are on that time of month, their underwear look like hot wing paper, bro. Hot wing paper.
It's that type of stuff. See, if I was by myself,
repeated. I'm wrong for repeating that, but that's just how graphic that dude is, man. Hot wing paper's at.
If I was by myself or with the fellas, I probably would laugh my ass off. But I really don't know.
Ladies, forgive me for saying that. You know what? I did it. I'm sorry.
You steal it. You steal his material.
I'm still in the But that's how. But we sitting there laughing at dude, man. Like we laughing at him in the raw. That's what that means. We cringing, but it's like we're there for that shock value. We like this is what makes Corey Holcomb must see.
Yeah.
Like he would say something like that. Like he said, man, he was over his baby mama house or some chicken house, and the son had a little starter coat, and then he just took the starter coat and wiped off.
But that's what I'm saying. And he don't play the game like they want him to play, so which I like that. You know what I'm saying? He said what he wanted to say, but it also it's a thin line that he goes over that thin line. You know what I'm saying? He goes over it, and he's not trying to
be on Corey Holcomb, man. That guy's like Skillet and Leroy back from the day.
And we'll have love to see him in movies or whatever, but they're just not gonna give him that. They're just not gonna give him that. Somebody got
Eddie Murphy, Michael Jordan,
Michael Jackson. Who's this? Got to be somebody got to.
Is this Timothy Boo catfishing us? Was that Keith Hughes? Somebody.
Was Chris?
Televised commercial film. Mike Tyson will always be our goats. They're saying they're not talking about top 10. Eddie Murphy, Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson, and Mike Tyson will always be our goats because they were first televised commercial phenoms. Yeah, I mean, digress a little bit, but I wouldn't disagree with that. But I would put Muhammad Ali above all of them. He was at one point literally the most famous individual on earth at one point in his heyday.
And we talked about this. We talked about this before. I do not put anybody that I didn't see in my top 5. I'm not top 10 anything. Like if I didn't see Muhammad Ali, I put him in my top 5, but I won't put him at.
That is 1. Dismissive as all get out, Sid.
I just can't do it.
I hear what you. Well, then you're very specific to the top 10 I've seen. That doesn't dismiss him from being the top 10 of all time. I mean, like you can't, bro. You cannot. That's just like the people that you like right now, Major, your son. You're gonna look at him like you ain't got Rakim in your top 10. You're gonna look at your son gonna be like, no, top 10 I heard in my heyday. As I was growing up, or Michael Jackson.
I mean,
performers. Major gonna say, your son is gonna say, I got Chris Brown at 1, I got Usher at 2, I got blah 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 blah. You're gonna look at him like he gonna say, no, Dad, I'm talking about the top 10 I've seen. But then what you gonna be like, no, but Michael Jackson, you know what I'm saying?
But I ain't put him at down low, but I just say put him in my top. He's not my.
But now you're moving the goalposts. You said that you've seen. So I think that criteria is kind of like dismissive to the guys that actually existed. Like I didn't see Wilt Chamberlain, and I believe Wilt Chamberlain was dominant. So I can't say I'm not gonna put Wilt Chamberlain on my top because I didn't see him.
Like that. Like Wilt Chamberlain, Bill Russell, I can't do it. I just can't. Because I don't get the feel. I didn't get the feel like I see Michael Jordan. He killed. I can see.
Who's your greatest player of all time, in your opinion?
Greatest player?
Yeah, basketball.
Jordan.
So when your son named his top 10 that I've seen, and he don't have Michael Jordan, that's a problem. So I think it's an unfair criteria to say the 10 that I've never seen. You know what I'm saying? I can't put somebody in there because I didn't see them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people
that's just me, man. I mean, I just can't. I can't do it.
I'm just trying to tell you that that's a little, in my opinion, that's a little flawed for you to say that only the ones that I've seen, knowing good and well, everybody ain't gonna see Michael Jackson, but Michael Jackson existed and he was the greatest. You know?
Yeah,
I believe.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. I mean, sports and comedy or this other stuff. Sports is kind of different than the comedy, stand up, and stuff like that because stand up is what it is. Because a lot of people didn't see stand up comedy until what? I mean, it didn't really start hitting until Def Comedy Jam. Really, Eddie Murphy kicked it off with his 2 Delirious and Raw. Like I said, if you guys make comments or whatever, put your names behind it because I only could see Facebook user. Somebody said you got to check out Corey 5150 show. Honestly,
I saw that show.
Honestly, I'm not interested. because
Why you not interested, man? You doing the same thing he doing.
I'm not
This is
calling
your
no girls
thing.
no. I'm not calling no girls no bees and
Hop on your page.
right. Yeah, yeah. I ain't doing that. Nobody's feeling uncomfortable. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But to each his own. I mean, that's his comedy. That's what get him. I'm not knocking it. It's just not for me. Put it like this. It's just not for me. You know what I'm saying? Like some people put
Fair enough.
Tupac. Some people put Tupac in a top 5, top 10. I don't.
I'm not mad at that. Listen to
So
Tupac.
I know a
I
lot
ain't-
of people. A lot of people right now. He said Tupac and Big ain't in his top 10. Who the heck is in his top 10 then?
But I get you got guys like Black Thought, Rakim, Scarface. You get those kind of guys, right?
Yeah, but I ain't got Scar. I like Scarface
You
though.
used to be a huge Scarface dude.
I was Ice Cube.
Dude, I remember, yeah, him too. Man, I remember we was driving. You had that Pontiac 6000, that great Pontiac. So we was in high school. We was driving, and we might have graduated from high school, and that's all you was rocking was that Never Seen a Man Cry when it first came out. Dude, you
I
would
probably
not.
had. I
You
probably
would
had
not
that.
go.
I probably had that single, but I never brought his.
Really?
I never brought his album. Nah, not
Okay.
even Ghetto Boys. I never bought even Ghetto Boys.
Really?
But yeah,
But I know he's Ice Cube guy and
yeah,
Rakim.
right. I mean, but like I said, if I name my top 10, people are like, damn, if he ain't got Biggie or Pac in his top 10, who is in his top
Or
10?
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z not even in my top 10.
I know. I'm crazy now, but I know.
I'm about to say, I knew it was about this James. This James.
What's up? What
he
what
said
third
Sid.
eye?
He said Sid always like Rakim Kane and Too Short.
Exactly. Right, dude. Like he thought it was corn on the cob.
Oh man.
You talk about censorship, bro. That dude,
Yeah. He was
man.
worse than Corey Holcomb.
Yeah, that dude's crazy.
No,
But
but I mean, like I said, at the end of the day, man, I hope they're not gonna squash it because this was keeping comedians going anyway. Because right now, I think comedy is kind of getting watered down, just like hip hop, to me, because it's so much stuff going on as far as like social media makes everybody think they're funny. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of people doing skits.
you're a big Country Wayne guy.
Who
You
I
put
don't.
a lot of people up on Country Wayne, bro. I mean, it still come up in my memories. Like Marcus, this old boy Country Wayne, and he was funny on social media, and so he had so many followers, they gave him a Netflix special, and it was just okay for me. Wasn't like, I mean, there's other
I
people I think that deserve it.
I didn't even see it. I mean, I like the skits that he's doing, but now it's getting kind of watered down to me. I look at it some of his skits or whatever I look at. But before he even blew up, I was trying to get him to do the show. Him and just before they actually blew up, him and Just Hilarious. I wanted to bring them to before we do the Lou Nail show.
Right.
I wanted to bring them to the Harold Watson coach. It was Just Hilarious, DC Young Fly, and Country Wayne. I wanted to bring all three of them before they blew up. We just didn't do it. And look at them now.
And tell the people whose number you had in your phone, bro, that I can just drive to Indianapolis right now and pop you in the back of your head when he hadn't blown up. And he was like, all right, hit me. He got my number, hit me. Tell people that story, dude.
I went to a down here in Indianapolis. It was called Crackers. Dude was hilarious. Kevin Hart, hilarious. This before he even blew up. I had his number and everything.
With Kevin Hart's number in your phone, dude. Like, and he like, hit me, man, hit me.
He was because he was starving. He was literally starving. Like he said, "Where you from?" Like, I'm doing it in Chicago. He like, here's my number. He gave me 2 numbers. Wow. I had him in my wallet so long that I decided to call. He already took off. It already took off. He took off. I was like, damn, I had his whole thing. I wish I still had the number because if I ever was walking to, I'm like, man, this is your old number right here. You know what I'm
saying? Right. But yeah, like, man, that ship sailed, bro. You should have hit me while I was trying to swim. You know what I'm saying?
That's one of the because his number was one of the ones I wish I would have really followed up on because when I saw him, he was funny. He was funny, and I just didn't. At the time, I didn't really have the money to actually book him. But at the time, he wasn't really costing that much anyway.
Right.
We were sticking with the local cats.
Right. I don't have Kevin Hart in my top 10. I admire what he's doing. He's putting people to work and he's selling out. He's if you let my brother Chuck, my oldest brother, he hates Kevin Hart.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, man! You bring up Kevin Hart, he gets upset. You know, Kevin Hart is a person. He hates his comedy. He says he is the most unfunny comedian he's ever heard. And I reserve that for Bob Newhart. I don't know how Bob Newhart is funny. But he made a living off of stand-up comedy. But my oldest brother, man, oh, you mentioned Kevin Hart's name. Ooh-wee. It's you might get into a fight with him. Bro.
But see, here's the difference. We could name a lot of comedians that's not funny, but back then, it wasn't that many comedians you could say he ain't funny.
Right.
That's why I say I think it's comedy is getting watered down. I don't know if it's because they're doing too much and they're not writing enough material, or some of them just freestyling and not really working on their craft. You know what I'm saying? Everybody trying to get paid. So, but back then, like even we was watching Eddie Murphy, we didn't say Arsenio Hall wasn't funny. We didn't say Damon Wayans wasn't funny. Tommy Davidson ain't funny. It was like none of these cats we were saying wasn't funny. Now we saying such not funny. I ain't feeling him. There's a lot of people not feeling more nowadays than it was ever to me in comedy.
You got a cold, bro?
Nah.
You don't even sound like you're under the weather or something.
I think I'm coming down. I think I'm coming down with the cold, man.
I can kind of hear you sound different. But I mean, I wouldn't say it's watered down. I say evolving. I don't know where it's gonna go next, but because you still got guys like Earthquake, Bruce. I love Bruce. Because when I drive back and forth to work, I don't listen to music. It's either AM sports talk radio show or stand up. That's every day. That's my whole routine. And Bruce is in that rotation. Like people got music playlists. Bruce is on my man. I love Bruce. Man, I don't care. I mean, dude, him. Whenever he's at the Improv, I'm there. It used to be Ari Spears, but I'll tell that story some other time. There's personal beef for me and him. People are like, "Hey, personal beef? You know what it is?" Yeah.
But I got personal beef too with people. But
I know, right? But yeah, I mean, it's I don't think it's watered down, bro. And there's some other comedians that we haven't mentioned, man. We talked about Mike Epps a little bit.
A question: you don't like Jamie Foxx?
Yeah, love Jamie Foxx.
He wasn't in your top 10?
Nah, I wouldn't. Even I don't even have Jamie Foxx in my top 50.
What?
Nah. And see, that's my thing. I love a lot of comedians. It's a lot of comedians. Like you got to get through the darn Robin Harris's, the Sinbads, the Tommy Davidsons, the Damon Wayans. You got to get through a lot of guys before you get to Tommy Davidson. I'm sorry, before you get to Jamie Foxx. Now, Jamie Foxx, ask me who probably is the most versatile entertainer there is today, and I would say Jamie Foxx. Yeah, that's a different question. But stand-up comedian, you got a lot of people to get through. I'm taking freaking Charlie Murphy before I get to Jamie Foxx. And Charlie Murphy was hilarious.
You pushing it now. I ain't saying Charlie Murphy wasn't funny, but you pushing it now.
You think Jamie Foxx is funnier than Charlie Murphy?
Charlie Murphy's skits are funny. I don't know about his stand-up.
Man, but you use a lot of their skits and acting movies to get your top 10 together. Though.
Well, he was funny because when he did the dude was in the chair when he
where he was moving like.
No, he was like, you can't. He said a guy like Eddie Murphy ain't funny. On David Chappelle when he was the outtakes.
Man, there's nothing Charlie Murphy never was funny on, bro. I mean, come on, man. Just his face. He got one of them faces, bro. Like, just the way he move his mouth without even, he don't even make real gestures, but he's just funny with it, dude.
He's like, I think he could have been, I think if he'd have worked on a little bit more of his material, if he would have stayed around a little bit longer, I think he would have not been on a Bernie Mac status, but he would have been trying to creep. Because eventually I think they would have gave him his own show.
Oh, yeah. Guess who that, well, we're talking about him. You know that was Charlie Murphy on Delirious. When the woman said, "Do Mr. Rogers," and the guy said, "Shut up, B.
Get out of here."
That was Charlie Murphy. Eddie Murphy said that.
Wow.
That's why it's so funny. Because only Charlie Murphy will do something like that. Like This is my little brother show. It's my shut up. So, do Mr. Robert.
Shut up, B.
That was Charlie Murphy, bro.
Yo, I can hear that, and that sound just like Charlie Murphy.
Yep. Since we talked about Eddie Murphy and Did You Know, and I put this in the movie group. Y'all pay attention to this, y'all. Y'all remember the guy that was on Harlem Nights? Remember the scene when Eddie Murphy, Miguel Nunez, and the other third guy, they were shooting at Eddie Murphy, and Eddie Murphy was laying down. They were shooting back, and Eddie Murphy was like, he hit the guy. He said, "Stop shooting that little
Stop shooting." Arsenio Hall.
Arsenio Hall said that.
Yeah,
but he hit the little guy. Kept shooting the gun. He was like, "Bah."
Yeah.
And Eddie Murphy, and Arsenio Hall was like, brrr, brrr.
Yeah.
And the little guy was like, "Bah."
Yeah.
That character, that guy who played that character, do you know whose dad that is in real life? Ezel.
Oh yeah, you did put that in the group.
If you go back and look at both of them, that's like his twin.
Yeah, he was in the car.
What's his name? Darn it, I can't think.
Anthony Johnson. AJ Johnson.
Yeah. That's his dad.
And he was funny too.
He was funny. He's funny.
His stand-up was funny too. His stand-up.
Yeah.
I wanted to do, before we get off, but I know we ain't got time to, because you don't find female comedians funny. And
man, you about to get me destroyed, bro. I got if Jamar and Scott and them ever watch this, and I'm gonna tag them into it. There's this one guy came into the barbershop, because Jamar and Scott, they're barbers. And this one guy came into the barbershop, and if I'm quoting him right, he said, "Man, women," he said they can't hoop. Oh man, I can't remember the second one. He said they can't hoop, they can't do this, and they sure ain't funny. I was like, wow. The way he said it, he was so sure. I'm like, that's some funny comedians. My favorite female comedian of all time, and that's going right now, I'm going to go with Samore. I love Samore, dude. She's funny to me.
Who? Samore. Okay.
Samore. And I like a lot of female comedians, but Samore she's my top.
Somebody just posted something. Hold on, what to say? Oh wow, I remember at a comedy show, Ari Spear, and he was about to go. I think keep on moving. He's about to tip upload on my date. Say about a couple who walking.
You said what, bro?
Somebody had posted something about Ari Spears.
Oh, I remember at a comedy show to see Ari Spears, and he was about to tip my load on my date, and I say about a couple who I walked in on. So he tried to push up on somebody's date. Yeah, Ari Spears, he's a low down dude, man. One of these days, I'm gonna tell a story.
Don't get him started about Ari Spears. I actually saw him down. He came here like late last year. He looked like he was scared because all the stuff that he was going through. He looked like he was kind of scared. He didn't know what was going to happen. The people was going to boo him, whatever. So he started on, like this person say, he started unloading on a female. He just started, when he's talking about a female, he was just going in on her like.
Yeah, I believe him. I mean, he's to me, his ethics are trash. He said he's not a man of his word. He don't do what he say.
It's Niecy. That was Niecy. Okay, that was Niecy.
Niecy X. All right, man.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm tired of talking to you. I've talked to you I talked to you an hour and 25 minutes yesterday, dude.
What's funny about
I'm a podcast dude every day, man.
But what's funny about me and this guy, it was funny because my wife was like, "You need to go see Marcus." I'm like, "I see Marcus," but we talk so much on the internet,
right?
It's like we don't need to see each other. But she's like, "When the last time you seen him?" I was like, "Damn."
I was like, "Yeah, you're right."
Right. I don't,
social media you up here all the time though. I need to get my tail up there to Indianapolis, man. I need to come check y'all out, bro.
Man, I've been out here 16 years. This dude ain't made a trip. No.
Guess what? I got two sisters and a brother that have been in Vegas for about as long as you, but my brother hadn't been there that long. I've never been to Vegas. I only been on a plane once, and that was this past August, my birthday. So you ain't alone, bro. You ain't alone.
You ain't get on the plane. You go on that Fred South. I ain't never been on a plane crash either.
Plane crash neither, man. Good stuff, bro. Good stuff.
Like I said, I'm gonna try to keep this going or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whenever we got something to talk about, I definitely will be back here to talk it over. Something always happening. because all these people is going to respond back to Cat Williams and stuff like that, and hopefully they can square it out. But I think it's going to keep on going because Cat Williams got a special. He's doing a tour, so this is good for him.
Yeah, he totally just blew Taraji P. Henson's campaign for Black women to get more money. Just made that back page news now. Remember?
Yeah.
About that. And that was about to pick up steam. Nobody's talking about it now.
Nah.
That's what I mean. And that's kind of like what I mean about how the Black community don't come up. Because we'll and we're kind of like we're playing party to it as well right now.
Right.
We didn't do a Taraji P. Henson show. So we're contributing to it.
Maybe that's that. Maybe we should do that. We probably should do that like next week or sometime or whatever. You know what I'm saying about that.
That might be a good idea and get a few women on the panel as well. But yeah, she was crying. Now, and I'm gonna say this, even though you said we talk about it later, but about Taraji P. Henson, it's maybe easier for me to say than for her to do. But Taraji P. Henson has to stop auditioning and start producing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because you're gonna always be, you're a double minority. You're a Black woman.
Right.
So until you start doing, and I'm gonna give you one name, and people may laugh at her because of her appearance and how she's changed her body now, but this woman is doing it, and it's just
she changed her body. You said
she's BBL now, and she did a face some years ago, but she produces a lot of B movies.
Yeah.
But when you produce, you get your money off the top, and you allocate, and you tell people what you want them to have.
Yeah.
As far as what you pay them, like Ice Cube. Low budget stuff, but good quality stuff.
Yeah.
So when Taraji starts, it's nothing. You can still audition, but that's not your primary focus.
Right.
And I personally think that people like her, Sanaa Lathan, a group of women, probably just contribute maybe $4-5 million all together. Monique, all y'all, and buy y'all a studio, and y'all hire writers, and y'all start producing things. We don't need to go to an audition for a movie. What you trying to do? Win an Oscar? Or you trying to get paid? What's the most important thing? Because your campaign is you're complaining about getting paid, Black women getting paid. And I admire her for doing that. But you got to stop auditioning and start producing.
What's funny is that you say that, and we was talking about this. Me and you had put it in your group about the Kims. We had an idea of show for them.
Yep.
I really don't want to put it out there because somebody could take it and run with it. But I was Marlon Wayne's supposed to come down here. I was going to try to get.
You did. You put ideas out there before, and somebody was taking it and run with it.
Yeah. I wanted to run it to Marlon Wayne just to tell him, hey man, I got something, but I wanted to write it down. You know what I'm saying, so you can have it. You know what I'm saying, because it will work. It would work.
I'm sure it will.
Good title, everything.
I'm sure of it, bro. I'm sure of it.
James. Okay, let's touch bases on that because I definitely want to talk about that. I also want to talk about your hip hop guy, KRS-One, of what, because I was going back and forth.
You mispronounced my hip hop goat. You mispronounced that.
Okay, so hip hop.
Don't be disrespectful, bro.
I like KRS-One too. You know what I'm saying? I got a story because we booked them before too. So let's hit those topics and let's try to stay on a positive. Try to get some good words out there. Whatever. Like James say, it's about setting the culture, fellas, and that's what I want to do. Try to do something a little bit different than everybody else is doing. But sometimes you gotta put dirt out there because that's the only way you go get the views.
Yeah,
sometimes. So
sensationalized stuff sells. People.
Yeah, but then we got to just switch it. We'll switch it up. We're not going to just straight be grouchy or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, but once again, I'm gonna change it to Project 130. I'm gonna change it to Project 130. You know what I'm saying?
Well, just call it Block 11, bro. You ain't gonna do that.
You tripping? All right, y'all take it easy. Like I said, we'll be back again. Hopefully so. I keep you guys posted what we're doing, and then we'll be back.
Come back on the next Black Scandal.
Right. All right. Peace out.
Peace out.
Yep.